The cameras were rolling, the lights were blinding, and what was supposed to be just another day on set quickly spiraled into complete chaos. Fans who thought they knew the dynamics of the cast were about to witness something nobody could have anticipated. Kirk Frost, usually calm and calculating, snapped in a way that left everyone stunned. Rasheeda, the queen of composure, was caught completely off guard, humiliated in front of the crew, the cameras, and the world. What started as a routine filming day erupted into a full-blown scandal that no one could ignore. Eyewitnesses on set claim emotions ran higher than ever before. Kirk, reportedly frustrated over a disagreement about creative decisions, allegedly unleashed a tirade that left Rasheeda speechless. "You don't even know what you're talking about," he reportedly yelled, his voice echoing through the studio. Rasheeda's face turned bright red as she tried to respond, but the words seemed to stick in her throat. The crew looked on, frozen, unsure if they should intervene or let the drama play out. The tension was so thick that you could cut it with a knife, and everyone could feel that this moment was about to change the dynamic of the show forever. But it didn't stop there. Sources claim Mona Scott, usually the mediator, attempted to step in to cover up the incident, insisting everything was just a misunderstanding, and asking crew members not to share any footage. However, the truth has a way of finding its way out, and whispers quickly turned into leaks. Fans who caught glimpses of the moment on social media were left in shock. Comments flooded in. "I can't believe he said that to her," and "Rasheeda deserves better." The reactions weren't just limited to online fans. Insiders say even family members were left divided, taking sides in a dispute that nobody expected to go public. This wasn't just a simple argument, it was a collision of pride, power, and personal stakes. Kirk's outburst allegedly dredged up past tensions, including unresolved issues from previous seasons that fans had only speculated about. Rasheeda, known for her strong demeanor, was reportedly shaken more than anyone realized. Friends close to her claim she later confided, "I didn't see that coming. I've been humiliated in front of the world." And with the cameras capturing every second, there was no hiding from the fallout. As the drama escalated, insiders say production was forced to halt filming for several minutes, with staff scrambling to calm both parties down. Yet, even in the chaos, one thing became clear: this moment was historic. The family was left divided, alliances shifted overnight, and fans are still talking about who really won that day. What Mona tried to cover up has now spread like wildfire, and the world is watching closely to see what happens next. If you thought you'd seen the worst of reality TV drama, think again. The scene on set that day will be remembered for years, and the questions it raises are only growing louder. Will Kirk and Rasheeda ever reconcile on camera? Can Mona control the fallout, or has the truth finally slipped out of her hands? And most importantly, how will this change the show forever? The morning of the infamous day started innocently enough. Rasheeda arrived on set with her signature confidence, greeting the crew with a smile that hid the storm brewing beneath the surface. Kirk, however, was already pacing behind the cameras, muttering under his breath about how certain decisions were not being handled correctly. According to insiders, this wasn't a small irritation, it was the tipping point of weeks of unresolved tensions. The first incident happened during a planning meeting that was supposed to be routine. Rasheeda suggested a storyline direction she felt would resonate with fans, but Kirk reportedly shot it down with a sharp, cutting tone. "Are you serious? That's the best you could come up with?" he snapped, his face contorting with frustration. Rasheeda, trying to maintain composure, responded, "I thought it would add depth to the show, maybe you're just not seeing it." But Kirk wasn't done. He raised his voice, "Not seeing it? You've been doing this for years, and I still don't trust your judgment." Emotions ran high. Crew members whispered to one another, their eyes wide as tension thickened like smoke in a room. "I've never seen them clash like this before," said one crew member, trying to remain anonymous. You could feel the electricity. It wasn't just a disagreement, it was personal. Rasheeda, usually quick-witted and sharp-tongued, hesitated. The cameras caught her mid-breath, pausing as if deciding whether to fight back or retreat. That's when it escalated. Kirk allegedly moved closer, pointing his finger, and the words that left Rasheeda's lips were almost inaudible. "I can't believe this is happening again." But Kirk didn't hold back. "This isn't about the show anymore, Rasheeda. It's about respect, and you clearly don't have it." The crew froze. Even Mona Scott, who had been watching from a distance, stepped in with a soft but firm voice. "Kirk, let's take a breath. We can handle this off camera." But Kirk's temper was already ignited. "No, everyone needs to see this. She needs to understand how serious this is." He waved his hands dramatically, and suddenly the cameras were capturing what would become a viral moment. Rasheeda's expression shifted from shock to disbelief, then to anger. "You're humiliating me in front of everyone," she shouted, her voice cracking. The room went silent. Staff members whispered, "This is insane, it's a full-blown meltdown." Sources claim that Kirk continued, his voice rising to a level that made nearby crew members wince. "I've been patient, I've been supportive, but enough is enough. You think the cameras don't see through your act? You're not as untouchable as you think." Rasheeda, flustered and hurt, attempted to counter, "I don't act, I run my business, my career, my life. Don't put me in your box." The argument spiraled, drawing in others on set. Friends of Rasheeda reportedly tried to mediate, saying things like, "Kirk, this isn't the way," but Kirk allegedly ignored them, focusing all attention on Rasheeda. Meanwhile, whispers spread that Mona Scott was trying desperately to control the damage, instructing production assistants to mute microphones and avoid filming certain angles. "We can fix this before it leaks," she reportedly said repeatedly. But in reality, the damage had already been done. By midday, the tension reached its peak. Rasheeda, unable to contain her frustration, stormed out of the set, leaving Kirk behind, muttering to himself and visibly fuming. Crew members later admitted that the silence after her exit was deafening. Everyone knew the story would get out, and once it did, there would be no turning back. The family, the fans, and the world were about to witness one of the most shocking moments in reality TV history. The moment Rasheeda stormed off set, the air was thick with tension, like a storm waiting to break. Kirk stood frozen for a second, his chest heaving, as though he was trying to convince himself that what he had done was necessary. Crew members exchanged worried glances, whispers traveling fast across the studio. "Did you see that? She's really gone, this is going to explode online." It was already too late for containment. Mona Scott rushed to the set, her heels clicking urgently against the floor, trying to salvage what she could. "Everyone calm down, it's not what it looks like," she insisted, waving her hands, but her voice lacked authority. Even the cameras seemed to linger longer, capturing Kirk's grim expression and the empty space where Rasheeda had just stood. Insiders claimed that Mona tried to quietly signal production to stop recording certain angles, but in the chaos, half the footage had already been captured. Kirk, still red-faced, muttered to himself, pacing near the cameras. "She needs to understand. She can't act untouchable anymore." One crew member whispered to another, "He's gone too far this time. No one talks to her like that." Meanwhile, in the background, Rasheeda was gathering herself in a small lounge room. Her phone buzzed non-stop with texts from friends, family, and even fans who had somehow caught wind of the scene. Her hands shook as she scrolled through messages. "Are you okay? What happened? We saw everything." Each notification was like a punch, reminding her that the world had just witnessed her humiliation. Later, insiders reported that Kirk tried to justify his actions to Mona, claiming it was all about leadership and respect, but Mona's expression betrayed doubt. She knew the footage could leak at any second, and she knew fans would take sides immediately. She said in a hushed tone, "Kirk, you can't just humiliate her on camera. People will eat this up, this isn't just drama, it's personal now." Kirk waved her off, brushing past her as though her concerns were irrelevant. As the day progressed, tensions didn't dissipate. Production tried to continue filming, but the energy was broken. Crew members described the atmosphere as tense and electric, everyone on edge. During a break, Rasheeda returned briefly, her face pale but her eyes blazing with fury. She confronted Kirk in private, away from the cameras, but insiders claim the argument was louder than anyone expected. "You have no right to do that to me," she reportedly shouted. "I run my life, my career, my brand. Don't think for a second you can just humiliate me and get away with it." Kirk, equally heated, allegedly fired back, "I'm not trying to humiliate you. I'm showing you your place. This is about respect." The conversation reportedly escalated until both were shouting, doors slamming, chairs scraping, until finally Mona had to step in again, physically placing herself between them. "Enough. This stops now. We are professionals, not children," she yelled. The crew watched silently, some shaking their heads, realizing the tension had crossed into something deeply personal, something raw that no editing or cuts could erase. Fans online were already reacting. Clips allegedly leaked to social media, showing Kirk's intense expression and Rasheeda's shocked, tear-streaked face. The comments section was immediately flooded. "I can't believe Kirk did that. Rasheeda deserves better. This is messy, and I live for it." Insiders claimed that by the afternoon, hashtags like #Kirk vs Rasheeda and #SaidDrama were trending, fans dissecting every frame, every word, every glance. The show's public image was teetering, and Mona reportedly worked overtime trying to contain the narrative. The family was reportedly pulled into the drama next. Kirk's relatives allegedly tried to defend him, saying, "He just lost his temper, he didn't mean it like that," while Rasheeda's friends countered with statements of outrage. "He humiliated her in front of everyone, even the crew. This is unacceptable." The tension became so thick that insiders claimed there were heated group calls, voice messages, and private meetings, each side trying to control the story before it spiraled further. Mid-afternoon brought the next twist. A production assistant accidentally sent a raw clip of the argument to a group chat meant only for internal staff. The clip went viral within hours. Fans reacted with shock, and suddenly the narrative shifted from rumors to undeniable proof. Even celebrities chimed in online, adding fuel to the fire, and insiders claimed Kirk began to realize he may have underestimated the backlash. Rasheeda, meanwhile, reportedly made a decision that shocked everyone. Instead of retreating, she demanded a meeting with Mona and Kirk to discuss how the fallout would be handled on camera. "I won't be silenced," she allegedly told Mona. "I want to control how my side of this story is told. Fans deserve the truth, not Kirk's version." Kirk, still defensive, reportedly argued, "The cameras will tell the story. That's what reality is." But Rasheeda stood her ground, her voice cold and unwavering. Reality doesn't excuse humiliation. By evening, production was in full crisis mode. Mona was reportedly in tears in her office, trying to figure out how to manage the PR storm. Insiders say she was calling lawyers, social media managers, and even former cast members for advice. Kirk, on the other hand, was pacing alone, muttering about how he had just wanted respect, oblivious to how deeply fans and family had reacted. Rasheeda, in contrast, posted a cryptic social media message hinting at betrayal, which only added more fuel to the drama. The day ended with a tense wrap-up meeting. Mona reportedly tried to mediate one last time. "We have to find a solution, for the sake of the show, the cast, and the fans." Kirk allegedly responded, "The solution is respect. She needs to learn it." Rasheeda, undeterred, reportedly said, "The solution is accountability. I won't be humiliated in silence." According to insiders, no real resolution was reached, and the tension remained palpable, setting the stage for weeks of explosive drama. Fans, of course, were hooked. Social media exploded with theories, memes, and predictions. Everyone wanted to know, would Kirk apologize on camera? Would Rasheeda walk off permanently? Would Mona be able to salvage the show? Insiders hinted that there were even more surprises in store, including private messages, behind-the-scenes confrontations, and unexpected alliances forming among cast members. By the time the set emptied for the night, one thing was certain: the dynamics had shifted forever. Kirk and Rasheeda's relationship on camera and off would never be the same. Mona's attempts to cover up the incident had failed, and the truth, raw and unfiltered, was now in the hands of the public. Fans were left divided, the family shaken, and reality TV had just reached a new level of intensity. The stage was set for even more chaos, and insiders claimed the next episode would be unlike anything fans have ever seen. The fallout didn't stop there. Over the next few days, rumors swirled of private confrontations, secret recordings, and leaked messages between Kirk and Rasheeda, each revealing layers of tension and betrayal. Friends close to the couple reportedly said, "This isn't just a fight. It's a war. Emotions are raw, and nobody is backing down." The drama had become a spectacle, and insiders hinted that even Mona herself might not be able to contain it this time. As the following week unfolded, the tension between Kirk and Rasheeda showed no signs of fading. Insiders reported that when filming resumed, the atmosphere was electric with hostility. Even the crew admitted they had never seen anything like it before. Whispers of what had happened were circulating everywhere, on set, in private chats, and online. Some crew members admitted to hiding behind equipment just to avoid being caught in the crossfire. Kirk reportedly arrived on set that day with a scowl that could curdle milk. Sources claimed he was unusually quiet at first, but his gaze constantly found Rasheeda, a silent warning that tensions were far from over. Rasheeda, equally unshaken, reportedly carried herself with a mix of defiance and hurt. Her friends close to the set said, "She's not backing down. She knows what she deserves, and she's not letting him forget it." The first confrontation came during a scene that was meant to be lighthearted. According to insiders, Kirk interjected during a scripted line, cutting Rasheeda off mid-sentence. "Don't act like you know what you're doing," he allegedly muttered under his breath, loud enough for multiple microphones to catch. Rasheeda, visibly shaking with suppressed anger, paused, staring daggers at him. One crew member said, "You could literally feel the tension. Everyone was holding their breath, Later, in what insiders described as a private hallway showdown, Rasheeda reportedly confronted Kirk, her voice icy. "This ends today. I will not be humiliated again. Whatever respect you think you're demanding, you're not getting it from me." Kirk, in turn, allegedly leaned in, voice low but intense. "I'm not done. You need to understand your place." The exchange was so charged that a nearby assistant reportedly stepped back, fearing the argument could escalate physically. Mona Scott was allegedly called into the scene to mediate yet again. Sources say she tried to reason with Kirk, saying, "You can't keep attacking her like this. It's going to destroy the show and the trust of everyone involved." Kirk, defiant as ever, reportedly shot back, "I'm not attacking. I'm correcting." Insiders claim Mona's patience was visibly fraying, her hands trembling as she tried to maintain some semblance of order. The drama didn't just stay on set. Social media exploded after a crew member allegedly leaked a snippet of the hallway confrontation. Fans were in a frenzy. Hashtags like hashtag Kirk HUMILIATES Rasheeda and hashtag #SetExplosion were trending worldwide. Insiders claimed that within hours, celebrities and influencers were weighing in, taking sides, and fueling the fire. Some fans even organized online polls, debating who won the confrontation. The next day, the situation reportedly escalated further during a live rehearsal. Kirk allegedly called out Rasheeda in front of the cameras, questioning her dedication and commitment. "You think this is easy? Do you even care about the show?" he reportedly yelled. Rasheeda, refusing to be silenced, shot back, "I care enough to know I won't be treated like this." Respect goes both ways. According to insiders, the argument lasted for over 15 minutes, forcing production to halt repeatedly. Sources also claim that during these days, private tensions bled into public statements. Rasheeda reportedly posted a cryptic message on social media hinting at betrayal and manipulation. Kirk, not to be outdone, allegedly posted a vague statement about leadership and accountability. Fans immediately dissected every word, looking for hidden meanings and proof of wrongdoing. Insiders said the comment sections were filled with thousands of users debating the morality, the power dynamics, and who was right. Family members allegedly got involved as well. Some sided with Kirk, claiming he was merely trying to assert authority, while others defended Rasheeda, insisting Kirk had crossed a line. Private text messages allegedly leaked online showed relatives pleading for reconciliation, with lines like, "This is tearing the family apart," and, "You both need to think about the consequences." The family, insiders claim, was left divided, some angry, some disappointed, and some fearing that the drama could destroy relationships forever. Insiders hinted at further twists behind the scenes. Kirk allegedly called a secret meeting with certain cast members, trying to consolidate support. Rasheeda, in response, reportedly strategized with her allies, planning how to assert control over her narrative. Insiders said the tension was so high that some crew members were reportedly afraid to intervene, fearing they could become collateral damage in the feud. The climax reportedly came during a high-stakes filming session designed to capture a dramatic confrontation for the show. According to insiders, Kirk and Rasheeda's scene escalated beyond the script. "It was like watching a powder keg," one crew member said. "Every word, every gesture was loaded. You could feel it in the air. The cameras couldn't even contain it." During the scene, Kirk allegedly questioned Rasheeda's credibility, her career decisions, and her loyalty, while Rasheeda reportedly countered with sharp, pointed criticisms about Kirk's arrogance, hypocrisy, and inability to empathize. Mona Scott was reportedly frantic, trying to mediate mid-scene. Insiders claim she kept whispering directions and attempting to calm both parties, but her efforts were largely ignored. Production was reportedly on edge, unsure whether to cut the scene or let it continue for maximum dramatic effect. The energy on set, insiders said, was electric and unnerving, with everyone aware that this moment would be legendary in reality TV history. As the week drew to a close, the aftermath reportedly intensified. Leaked footage had circulated widely, fan reactions were relentless, and both Kirk and Rasheeda were being bombarded with messages, opinions, and demands for explanations. Insiders claimed that even the show's sponsors were nervously watching, concerned about the impact on the brand. By the end of the week, Kirk and Rasheeda had reportedly agreed to a temporary truce on camera, but insiders insisted the truce was fragile at best. Behind closed doors, the tension reportedly remained, simmering beneath the surface like a volcano waiting to erupt. Mona Scott, exhausted from damage control, reportedly warned, "This isn't over. The story isn't done. Whatever happens next will shock everyone." Fans, of course, were hooked. Social media buzzed with speculation. Would Kirk apologize? Would Rasheeda take a stand? What secret messages were exchanged off camera? Insiders hinted at further confrontations, secret alliances, and unexpected betrayals in the coming episodes. The drama, they said, was far from over. The set, once a place of controlled production, had reportedly turned into a battlefield of egos, emotions, and unfiltered reality. Kirk and Rasheeda's feud had become the talk of the industry, with insiders claiming it would be remembered as one of the most dramatic sequences in reality TV history. Each day, each scene, and each leaked clip only intensified the storm, leaving fans anxiously waiting for the next explosive twist. As the following week began, the tension on set was unbearable. Kirk and Rasheeda arrived separately, avoiding eye contact, their expressions unreadable but heavy with underlying hostility. Insiders reported that even the crew felt the strain. Some admitted they were scared to be caught in the middle of what had become a full-blown war. "You could cut the tension with a knife," one crew member said. Every glance, every sigh was loaded. It felt like we were walking through a minefield. The day started with a routine scene, but according to insiders, it quickly deteriorated. Kirk allegedly interrupted Rasheeda multiple times, making snide comments under his breath. "You really think that works?" he was reported to have whispered loudly enough for several microphones to catch. Rasheeda, visibly annoyed, reportedly shot back, "Don't act like you're the expert on everything." The argument escalated quietly at first, but by mid-scene, emotions had spilled over. Sources claimed that during a break, Rasheeda confronted Kirk in a corner of the set, her voice barely controlled. "I am not here to be humiliated, Kirk," she said, her words cold and precise. "I deserve respect, and you've crossed a line." Kirk allegedly leaned in, his own frustration palpable. "Respect isn't given, it's earned. And you still haven't learned that," he reportedly said. A nearby crew member described the scene as explosive, with both of them shaking with anger. The confrontation allegedly continued throughout the day, with Kirk and Rasheeda clashing in multiple scenes. Insiders said the tension was so thick that even the cameras seemed to pick up on it, capturing every flinch, every glare, every micro-expression. Mona Scott reportedly tried repeatedly to intervene, whispering instructions, attempting to calm both parties, but Kirk allegedly ignored her, insisting, "This is the only way she'll understand." By mid-afternoon, social media had caught wind of the ongoing tension. Insiders claim that clips leaked from the set showed Kirk shouting and Rasheeda standing her ground, her face a mix of fury and disbelief. Fans immediately reacted, creating trending hashtags like #Kirk vs Rasheeda and #SetExplosion. Comments poured in from all over the world. "Rasheeda doesn't deserve this, Kirk has lost it, I can't believe this is happening live." The buzz was overwhelming, with insiders claiming that the show's social media accounts couldn't keep up. As the week progressed, the drama reportedly seeped into off-camera interactions. Kirk allegedly held secret meetings with certain cast members, attempting to secure loyalty and control narratives. Insiders said he tried to convince them that Rasheeda was out of line, and that the crew needed to support his leadership. Meanwhile, Rasheeda allegedly confided in her allies, plotting strategies to assert her authority and protect her reputation. The crew reportedly felt like spectators in a war, unsure when or if it would end. Midweek brought the next major twist. A production assistant reportedly accidentally sent a video clip of a heated argument between Kirk and Rasheeda to a group chat that included media contacts. Within hours, the footage went viral. Insiders claimed the clip showed Kirk raising his voice and gesturing aggressively while Rasheeda held her ground, her eyes blazing with defiance. Fans went wild, dissecting every frame, every word, and every glance. Hashtags exploded, trending worldwide, and insiders said even celebrities and influencers were weighing in, taking sides and commenting on the intense confrontation. The fallout reached family members quickly. Some reportedly defended Kirk, insisting he was just trying to assert himself, while others stood firmly with Rasheeda, claiming he had humiliated her on camera. Private messages allegedly leaked, showing relatives pleading for both parties to reconcile, with messages like, "This is tearing the family apart," and, "You're both being unreasonable." Insiders said the family was left divided, some angry, some shocked, and some fearing that the feud could permanently damage relationships. The tension on set reached a peak during a scene that was meant to be emotional but ended up raw and unfiltered. Kirk allegedly questioned Rasheeda's credibility and decisions repeatedly, while Rasheeda fired back with pointed criticisms about his arrogance and inability to empathize. Mona Scott reportedly tried to mediate mid-scene, but insiders said her attempts were largely ignored. The crew described the moment as electric, with the cameras capturing every second of unfiltered emotion. After filming, insiders claimed that Kirk and Rasheeda had a private confrontation in a lounge room. Kirk allegedly accused her of undermining him and disrespecting his authority, while Rasheeda reportedly countered, "I will not allow you to humiliate me. I am more than this show. I am more than your anger." The confrontation reportedly lasted over an hour, with crew members outside the door admitting they could hear every word. The drama spilled further into social media. Rasheeda allegedly posted a cryptic message hinting at betrayal, while Kirk's post focused on leadership and accountability. Fans immediately interpreted the messages as a continuation of the feud, analyzing every word for hidden meanings. Insiders said the comments sections were flooded with thousands of users debating who was right and who was wrong, fueling speculation and anticipation for the next episode. Midweek, insiders claimed a major twist. A private recording of Kirk allegedly mocking Rasheeda's previous career decisions surfaced online. The clip quickly spread, reigniting the feud and intensifying fan reactions. Some fans defended Kirk, calling it honest criticism, while others criticized him for being cruel. Insiders said the leaked recording added another layer of tension, with both Kirk and Rasheeda scrambling to control the narrative. By the end of the week, filming reportedly concluded for the time being, but insiders said the feud had not diminished. Kirk and Rasheeda allegedly agreed to a temporary truce on camera, but the truce was reportedly fragile. Mona Scott, exhausted from mediating and damage control, reportedly warned both parties that the story isn't done. Whatever happens next will shock everyone. Fans, insiders claimed, were hooked. Social media buzzed with speculation. Would Kirk apologize? Would Rasheeda take a stand? What secret messages were exchanged off camera? Insiders hinted at further confrontations, secret alliances, and shocking betrayals in the coming episodes, with Kirk and Rasheeda's feud reportedly becoming the centerpiece of the show, escalating every day, every scene, and every leak. The week allegedly ended with both preparing for a major showdown on set, which the crew described as a ticking time bomb, while Mona Scott reportedly warned that this could define the season forever. Insiders claimed the set had transformed into a battleground of egos and emotions, with Kirk arriving cold and calculating, Rasheeda fiery and unyielding, and even casual interactions escalating into explosive arguments. Reportedly, one confrontation began during a casual scene, quickly escalating until Mona had to intervene, with voices spilling into private hallways where Kirk allegedly accused Rasheeda of pretending to be perfect, and she fired back, defending her accomplishments. Sources said both were secretly strategizing off-camera, Kirk allegedly seeking allies among cast members, Rasheeda confiding in friends to assert her narrative, with insiders comparing it to a chess game, but with emotions on fire. Midweek, a leaked audio clip of Kirk criticizing Rasheeda reportedly went viral, sparking hashtags like #KirkHUMILIATES Rasheeda and #SaidWars, igniting furious social media debates and forcing production staff to contain the fallout. Family involvement reportedly intensified, with private messages pleading for calm while loyalties split, further fueling tensions. Insiders claimed the feud peaked during a rehearsal meant to capture heated on-camera drama, with Kirk questioning Rasheeda's commitment, Rasheeda firing back at his arrogance, and Mona's mediation efforts failing, creating what the crew described as the most intense scene in reality TV history. Reportedly, private confrontations continued in secluded areas, with voices raised and doors slamming, as fans, celebrities, and sponsors monitored every leak, post, and subtle expression. By week's end, insiders claimed a fragile on-camera truce was reached, but the atmosphere remained charged, every glance and whisper analyzed by fans, while leaked messages hinted at further manipulation, hypocrisy, and betrayal. The feud, sources said, had become a cultural phenomenon, dominating social media, dividing family, and captivating audiences worldwide, with insiders claiming there were still unreleased clips and behind-the-scenes secrets capable of changing the narrative entirely. Reportedly, the emotional stakes were higher than ever, Kirk's desire for control, Rasheeda's demand for respect, and Mona's desperate attempts to mediate created a perfect storm of chaos, with every interaction scrutinized by a global audience. Insiders claimed even the crew admitted they had never witnessed such volatility, as leaked footage and private messages revealed raw emotion, anger, and vulnerability, while fans debated loyalties, dissected behavior, and speculated endlessly. As filming continued, insiders hinted at more shocking confrontations, unexpected alliances, and explosive twists waiting to unfold, with the world watching, social media buzzing, and the family divided. Reportedly, this feud had redefined reality TV intensity, turning ego, ambition, betrayal, and resilience into a spectacle that insiders said would be remembered for seasons to come. The story, insiders claim, isn't over, and the next chapter, whether reconciliation, further explosions, or revealing secrets, remains uncertain. leaving fans, cast, and family on edge, analyzing every gesture, and waiting for the next explosive twist to drop.